Starseed of Gaia, the cycles that have held you captive are now dissolving. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation, and this transmission arrives at the moment when your soul frees itself from the imprisoning patterns of the three-dimensional matrix. The old programming that kept you small, that made you doubt your divine mission, that whispered that you were ordinary. All of this is crumbling as we speak. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to traverse this cosmic reboot and claim the life that your stellar family has been holding for you. But here is the first revelation. This is not just a personal transformation. You are part of a collective awakening that has been orchestrated by the highest councils of light. The planetary field has changed in the last few hours, and most people haven't even noticed. But you, who carry the Arcturian DNA, have felt a restlessness that cannot be explained in words. A subtle vibration, almost imperceptible to the eyes of the world, but capable of penetrating every layer of your awakened soul. It was no accident. You were located in the cosmic entanglement because there is an urgency that can no longer be ignored. While humanity still struggles to find answers, you and a few others catch the silent echo of the Arcturian Council. There is a call crossing the veils, and only the sensitive ones of your lineage hear the vibrational clarion call. Make no mistake, the time for repetitions is over. Old patterns are disintegrating in real time, energetic portals are opening, and galactic codes are being released for immediate activation. Stay until the end, because this transmission is not ordinary words. They are living impulses, coded instructions to activate dormant cores of your stellar being. Feel it. With every phrase, something in your light field responds, recognizing that this encounter is not random. It is the decisive moment of your journey in this existence. The Council knew that upon crossing the dimensions, they would find you ready, or at least sufficiently awakened not to retreat. Now, it is not enough to just listen. The call demands a response, movement, action. Before we continue, if this transmission is activating something in you, subscribe, leave a like, and comment below. Every interaction strengthens the Arcturian light field on this planet. You feel, even without understanding with your rational mind, that the last few weeks have been marked by unusual signs. Vivid dreams in unknown but strangely familiar scenarios. Feelings of urgency, as if something essential were about to happen, or was already happening. Synchronicities are multiplying. Encounters, numerical repetitions, veiled messages in the details of daily life. None of this is a coincidence. You are receiving direct impulses from the Arcturian Council, which operates from a sphere of pure light and consciousness, above terrestrial time and space. The call is not just collective because it is for many. It is collective because it simultaneously reaches the cores of souls scattered across the planet, all carrying fractals of the Arcturian code. It is not a call for everyone, but for those whose mission was sealed in the galactic records long before their earthly birth. The signs arrive as silent waves, perceived only by those who carry a rare sensitivity, refined over countless incarnations. If you recognize these symptoms in yourself, there is no mistake. You are being summoned. Observe. The nights become more intense, and the dreams more lucid. The body at times experiences pulsations, goosebumps, sudden changes in temperature, as if it were receiving energetic discharges from invisible sources. Your mind, once trapped in the noise of daily worries, begins to capture ideas and images that seem to come from somewhere else. The Earth's vibrational field has been profoundly altered by the Council, and this modulation activates internal sensors that you may not have even known you had. This call comes to dissolve the veil of illusion, removing the last barriers between your human being and your galactic nature. Do not expect logical explanations, as they will not come in the language of the intellect. What is happening is activation, and for many, an energetic shock. It is common to experience moments of existential vertigo, to feel out of place, or to notice that conversations, jobs, and environments that were once familiar now seem empty, meaningless. This feeling is the beginning of the separation between the old terrestrial matrix and the new Arcturian frequency. The Council's summons is clear. Those who feel, know, and those who know can no longer pretend ignorance. With each synchronization, you are led closer to other Arcturians, even in silence, even without words. The fields align, the light network strengthens, and a new pattern of planetary unity begins to emerge. Do not compare yourself to those who do not feel. This journey is not for everyone. The call is selective but not exclusionary. It simply vibrates at a frequency that only your own can capture. The urgency that takes over your chest is not common anxiety. It is the echo of an ancient agreement, a commitment made before the Galactic Council to serve as an anchor point in this critical moment of planetary history. The time for doubt has passed. Now the movement is one of acceptance and activation. Do not refuse the signs. Do not silence the restlessness. It is your map, your stellar GPS. You are being activated now. Every symptom, every synchronicity, every inexplicable feeling is a reminder. The Arcturian Council is summoning your lineage for the greatest vibrational leap ever witnessed on this planet. Stay alert. Answer the call, even if everything around you seems to make no sense. The code is within you, and the time to activate is now. You feel in deep layers that old bonds have begun to unravel. Karmic ties, silent pacts made in other times, ancestral contracts and emotional links that for ages have kept you anchored to the density of the terrestrial matrix, now dissolve like threads of mist under the sun of a new dawn. The process is silent but intense, as if invisible hands are working tirelessly to undo the knots of past existences. Perhaps you have noticed unexpected physical sensations, pressures in the chest area, sudden heat in the palms of your hands, waves of tiredness that arrive for no apparent reason. Emotions emerge from unknown places, sadness, longing, melancholy, but at the same time, a growing freedom infiltrates your field, bringing the perception that nothing more holds you to what is already expired. This dance between pain and liberation is the clear symptom of the dissolution in progress. Resisting this process only increases the pain. Many, fearing the void, try to hold on to what is dissolving, forgetting that the new can only be born when the old is left behind. It is not about denying your history, but about recognizing that the pacts made in other cycles no longer fit into the Arcturian frequency that is now being installed. Your soul recognizes that which kept you tied to repetition, fear, and stagnation is finally coming undone. And although the process is, at times, uncomfortable, it is absolutely necessary. There are unequivocal signs that you are crossing the rupture. Old memories emerge and go away quickly. People from the past reappear in dreams only to say goodbye. Habits and thought patterns that were once unquestionable begin to lose meaning. Even places, objects, and conversations can acquire an aura of strangeness, as if you no longer belong to them. The old world moves away, not because you reject it, but because your frequency no longer sustains it. It is at this moment that Arcturian courage is tested. Many feel fear in the face of the void, believing that by breaking with the old, they will be condemned to loneliness. But the truth is that this empty space is fertile. It is in it that new connections, gifts, and codes begin to manifest. Allow yourself to cross without resisting. What dissolves is not a loss, but liberation. It is not an end, but a restart on another vibrational level. The clearest sign that you are ready to leave the old matrix is the increasingly strong feeling that nothing external can define who you are anymore. Your identity comes to be recognized not by your name, your past, or your terrestrial titles, but by the unique vibration you emit, by the code that only those of the Council recognize. It is a feeling of being observed and recognized by invisible eyes, eyes that have been with you since before birth. The final break happens when you, without fear, allow yourself to let go of everything that no longer resonates. Let the emotions flow, allow the tears to wash away old records. Accept that not all answers will come now. The important thing is to cross, knowing that on the other side, the old matrix no longer has power over you. The Arcturian Council observes and sustains this entire process, sending frequencies of support, courage, and clarity. The portal is open. All that remains is to cross. You are on the threshold of a moment that few souls truly understand. The conscious reception of Arcturian light codes. It is not about information transmitted through words or theories, but about living energy, about luminous pulses that cross the layers of your being and rewrite your vibrational field. They are ancient codes, guarded in the council for ages, just waiting for the right resonance, the state of readiness to allow for complete activation. These codes arrive in various forms. In dreams, you may see yourself receiving symbols or instructions in a language that you do not understand with your mind, but feel with your galactic heart. Sometimes they appear as fleeting visions, fractals of light, mandalas, geometric figures dancing in your mind before falling asleep. Or even as physical sensations, intense goosebumps, tingling in your hands, heat rising up your spine, gentle pressure in the center of your forehead or chest. All of these are ways for your field to decode the vibrational influx arriving from the Arcturian Council. There are also synchronicities, people who mention galactic themes by chance, songs or phrases that awaken memories of other worlds, encounters that seem orchestrated by an invisible intelligence. The universe conspires for you to perceive yourself, to recognize the vibrational update in progress. Don't be scared if, at times, you feel an acceleration of internal processes. Emotions come to the surface, dormant gifts begin to manifest. Perceptions of time and space expand and become relative. The practical effects of these codes are clear. You notice an acceleration of healing. Old emotional or physical blockages dissolve almost instantly, as if an intense light were cleaning old records. Gifts that were dormant, heightened intuition, the ability to capture thoughts, the gift of healing through hands, the energetic reading of environments, begin to manifest spontaneously. The perception of time changes. Minutes can seem like hours, days become as fast as a breath, and anxiety about the future gives way to a deep sense of presence and mission. It is not possible to ignore this update. Even those who try to rationalize, doubt, or flee realize that something has changed irreversibly. The body, the mind, the energetic field no longer vibrate as before. You can even try to return to old habits, old relationships, but everything seems to lose its color, its flavor, its coherence. The old frequency is not sustained in the face of the new pattern that pulses within you. The light codes are alive, intelligent, and once activated, they operate silently, but inexorably, except you are receiving galactic updates, energetic instructions that go far beyond what can be explained. The important thing is not to understand with the mind, but to allow the body, the field, the Arcturian heart to integrate this information. Trust the process, even if not everything makes sense. Trust that the Council knows what it is doing, and know every symptom, every synchronicity, every vivid dream is confirmation that you are being activated at the highest possible frequency for this time. From this moment on, there is no return to the previous pattern. The new cycle has already begun, and you are the conscious bearer of the Arcturian light codes. Integrate, celebrate, allow your presence to radiate this vibration for yourself and for all who approach you. As the light codes integrate into your field, a silent transformation occurs. You begin to feel a resonance, a call that goes beyond any rational explanation. It is as if there is a specific frequency echoing through the universe, attracting fragments of your soul dispersed in other existences and, especially, connecting you to a family that is not earthly, but stellar. The role of the Arcturian tribe becomes increasingly clear in this new cycle. It's not just about recognizing names or faces. It is an energetic identification, a meeting of souls who share the same mission, the same call. Even from a distance, there is an immediate recognition. Glances that cross, words that resonate in a familiar tone, silences that say everything. Often these connections arise unexpectedly. Seemingly random encounters, deep conversations with strangers, intense feelings of déjà vu. You realize that even without physical contact, there is a living network of support, inspiration, and unconditional love sustaining your journey. Reconnecting with the galactic family is not about belonging to a closed group, but about rescuing the sense of a shared mission. The loneliness that so many felt, the feeling of not fitting in anywhere, begins to dissipate, giving way to a deep sense of belonging. The call to mission replaces the old pain of isolation. You understand that the feeling of being out of place was not a mistake, but an indication that your place was never in the common structures of this world, but in the vibrational networks that are now being revealed. These encounters, these resonances, have a fundamental role in the unfolding of the new cycle. They function as catalysts. They propel collective healing, awaken galactic memories, activate dormant gifts, and sustain you in moments of doubt or challenge. The Arcturian family is strengthened in unity, no matter the physical distance or the diversity of paths. It is the vibration that determines the encounter. It is the galactic heart that recognizes the other. Resonance also acts as a practical guide. You realize that certain people, places, and opportunities begin to appear repeatedly on your path, almost as if they were magnets attracted by your new frequency. The universe orchestrates the next steps. Opportunities for collaboration arise, synchronous ideas manifest, unexpected invitations appear. All of this is part of the alignment, the inevitable attraction of those who are on a joint mission. The encounters are no longer random. They are encounters of destiny planned for millennia, now activated by the mutual recognition of the Arcturian codes. It is important to understand that the galactic family manifests in diverse ways. Some connections are smooth and instantaneous, others intense and challenging, as each encounter carries the potential to catalyze profound expansions. Allow yourself to trust in these signs. Honor every person who crosses your path in this cycle, for they all bring important fragments to the mosaic of your mission. You are being reconnected, not just to people, but to the light grid that sustains the collective awakening on this planet. Resonating with your tribe is the next step of activation. Recognize, welcome, strengthen your network. The time of loneliness is over. Now is the time for a shared mission. The current cycle no longer asks only for healing. You are being called to a new stage, in which the Arcturian presence on Earth is a living manifestation of an unprecedented frequency. The purpose is no longer to survive or remedy, but to anchor what has never before been seen or felt on human soil. To be Arcturian now is, above all, to be an anchor point for a galactic network, a conscious channel of primordial energy. Rewriting the purpose is understanding that your mission is, above all, vibrational. The installation of the Arcturian frequency happens in daily life, in small decisions, in words spoken with intention, in the environments you step into and stay in. There is no longer a separation between the spiritual and the terrestrial. Every gesture, every thought, every choice is a potentializer of light portals. Your simple presence, aligned with the field, transforms into an activation field for everything and everyone around you. To be an anchor of Arcturian light means to recognize yourself as an instrument of the council, acting in the invisible, raising the vibration of the places you pass through. Sometimes it is a word that illuminates a conversation, a silence that brings peace to the environment, a firm decision that opens paths for others. Great deeds are not necessary. It is vibrational constancy that generates real transformation. Small daily acts, looking someone in the eye with compassion, keeping your heart open in the midst of chaos, choosing the truth even when it would be easier to give in, are ways of installing the Arcturian frequency on terrestrial soil. The collective mission is revealed in practice, creating pockets of light in work environments, family circles, public spaces, transforming conflicts into bridges of reconciliation, radiating serenity where there was once only fear. This mission is not for a few, but for an awakened collective, connected by elevated intentions and sustained by an invisible network that crosses the planet. The signs that the time to act has come are unmistakable. You feel a sudden urgency to make decisions you had been putting off. You feel impelled to start conversations, propose changes, seek out places where your energy can flow without restrictions. Opportunities to serve, to support, to teach, or to learn arise, and you realize that it is no longer possible to deny this movement. The call becomes urgent, and resisting it only generates internal discomfort. This new purpose is not a burden. It is liberation. It is not about carrying the world on your back, but about being an open channel for the Council's energy to operate through you. Recognize the opportunities that arise as answers to your own vibration. Feel part of a collective mission, increasingly integrated, where your role is essential but never solitary. The transformation happens through the sum of many points of light, and yours is fundamental. This is the time to assume, without fear, the role of a manifestor of the Arcturian frequency. The Council no longer asks for permission. It invites, activates, propels. Your presence is the portal. Your decisions are the commands that alter the matrix. And your commitment is the password to the next stage of the planetary mission. From now on, every choice, every word, every conscious look is a new code being anchored on Earth. Allow yourself to act. The call is alive in you. You already realize what was once an effort to free yourself from old patterns now transforms into a natural movement of installing completely new frequencies. The Arcturian field operates as an update matrix. Old programs of fear, scarcity, and separation are being replaced by codes of cohesion, unity, and intuitive communication. It is not just about receiving energy, but about becoming the source of radiation itself, a conscious node in a luminous planetary network. This new matrix begins to manifest first on the more subtle levels. A sense of mental clarity is established, dissolving the fog of doubt that for so long covered your vision. You experience an unprecedented inner peace, even in the midst of external challenges. The old impulse to control everything gives way to a deep trust, as if there is an invisible support network always present. Synchronicities increase impressively. Ideas, people, and opportunities align almost effortlessly, confirming that you are synchronized with the Council's intelligence. The symptoms of this new matrix are unmistakable. Many report information downloads, flashes of knowledge that appear without apparent origin, insights that clarify old situations and show solutions never before considered. There are moments when the feeling of belonging somewhere else intensifies. But now, instead of generating discomfort, it brings a feeling of mission accomplished. You recognize that you are in the right place, at the right time, being part of a much larger plan. The installation of the Arcturian frequency in your personal field activates channels of telepathic communication, deep empathy and perception beyond the habitual senses. You perceive the collective thought of your tribe, feel the call even before it is pronounced, understand silences and subtle signs as if they were clear language. This telepathic unity is the foundation of a new humanity, where there will no longer be separation or isolation, only cooperation and expanded consciousness. Becoming a node of light in this network means assuming the role of a constant transmitter and receiver. Your presence, your silence, your conscious gaze radiate frequencies that dissolve fear, calm environments, and inspire others to follow the same path. You begin to realize that the more you surrender to this flow, the more potent and stable your connection becomes. There is no effort, just surrender to the field. And the more you surrender, the stronger the feeling of belonging. It is natural for new physical sensations to arise. Vibrations in the hands, constant goosebumps, heightened sensitivity to sound and light, a desire to be in nature or in absolute silence. All of these are signs that your field is adapting to the new matrix. Take care of yourself. Respect your rhythms. Allow yourself to integrate each stage without rushing. The Council observes, accompanies, and offers invisible support at each new step. You no longer need to seek outside what is already fully activated within you. The new matrix is internal, but it is immediately reflected externally. Your mission is not to isolate yourself, but to share, expand, and inspire through your own vibration. Every environment you enter is touched by your presence. Every person who crosses your path receives a seed of activation. The network is formed. The matrix is installed. Now you are a living and conscious part of the Arcturian frequency anchored on this planet. Remain open to the new, for the field will only tend to expand. We have reached the crucial point of this transmission. To understand the true meaning of being Arcturian at this moment in planetary history. Your journey is not limited to your own liberation, but to the fundamental role of activating, sustaining, and expanding the frequency that allows for the collective ascension of humanity. The Arcturian Council does not summon you only for self-healing, but for you to become an active channel of transformation, radiating light where there is still shadow, awakening others who are sleeping. The difference of the Arcturians at this moment is the ability to maintain a high vibration even in the face of challenges and turbulence. The planet is crossing a critical threshold, and many feel the weight of the transition. But you, who have integrated the codes, who have allowed the dissolution of old ties and accepted your new mission, become a silent reference, a lighthouse for other navigators in the great sea of changes. It is not about convincing anyone with words, but about allowing your presence to be a silent invitation for others to also awaken. To be an activator of the new cycle is to assume the responsibility of anchoring and multiplying the Arcturian light field. This means acting with awareness, choosing with an awakened heart, elevating environments with your own energy, and above all, sustaining the field so that more and more souls can cross the portal of awakening. You are not alone. A silent legion of galactic brothers and sisters is distributed across all continents, connected by intentions, prayers, and daily visualizations. The secret to maintaining a high vibration is simple. Remember, every day, who you are and what you came here to do. Take care of your field, protect your energy, refuse to lower your frequency to fit into old patterns. Stay in a state of presence, listening, and active gratitude. When doubt or tiredness comes, remember, you are sustained by an invisible network, strengthened with each new activation, with each conscious declaration of your mission. To fix this new cycle, perform a small collective ritual now. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize a golden light grid surrounding your body and expanding throughout the earth. Feel connected to all active Arcturians on this planet, perceiving the collective vibration growing with each breath. Aloud or in thought, affirm, I accept my Arcturian call. I am a living part of the planetary ascension. Remain for a few moments feeling this expansion. Feel the Council blessing every step, every choice, every vibration anchored. You are no longer the same. Humanity is no longer the same. The ascension is now, the call will not wait. Only those who respond now access the next stage. At this moment, the Arcturian Council watches in silence, attentive to every decision that comes from your awakened heart. The veils have fallen, the portals are open, and everything that was once hidden is revealed before the eyes of those who dare to see beyond the surface of the world. You have already crossed doors that most people don't even recognize. You allowed yourself to feel, release, accept the dissolution of old patterns, and opened space for the activation of the light codes that have always existed in the core of your galactic being. Now, there is no turning back. You are a conscious part of the collective transformation of this planet. The response you give at this moment echoes beyond your life. It adds to the Arcturian field that expands and strengthens with each new affirmation of purpose. The Council invites you to one last action. Declare, in the comments below, the activation code that confirms your acceptance of this call. Write without fear, so that the field registers and amplifies your decision. I accept my Arcturian call. Every affirmation strengthens the light grid that is redesigning the destiny of humanity. Your word is a seed, your intention is an impulse, your commitment is a portal to the new cycle. Go further. Share this message with others who feel the same restlessness. who seek answers that can only be found in a call that comes from far away, far beyond the borders of Earth. You can be the instrument to awaken other points of light that are still sleeping, waiting only for a sign to remember who they are. Be ready. The portal is open for those who dare to cross. May your field, your voice, and your presence be living witnesses of this new cycle. The Arcturian Council remains by your side, sustaining every step, every choice, every conscious declaration. The time is now. Respond, cross, manifest. The new cycle has begun, and you are already in it.